Hi, welcome to my channel Ruby Net Crochet Tejido. Today I'm gonna teach you how to knit this beautiful diamond pattern. Super easy, fast, and absolutely gorgeous. I hope you guys like it and give it a try, and here is the list of material that you're gonna need to make it. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe and click on the little bell. That way you get notifications each time I upload a video. Remember, I make my videos in Spanish and English. If you receive a Spanish video and you want to see that video in English, go to the main page of my YouTube channel that you'll find the English version in there. Also, you can send me a message and I can send you the link. And at the end of each tutorial, I leave a playlist with all my English videos. To make this diamond pattern, I'm going to use this leftover yarn from Loose and Thread Impeccable Medium 4 100% acrylic. And I'm going to use this small straight netting needle, a 4.5 millimeter US number 7. You're going to need a row counter or a piece of paper, a pen or a pencil to keep track of the rows. That way you know the repetition that you're going to do. The stitch is multiple of 8 plus 1, so I'm going to do 3 repetitions. That will be 24 plus 1, 25. So I'm going to leave a small tail to cast on my 25 stitches. I'm going to do a slip knot. And that counts as the first stitch of 25. So I'm going to come here and cast on my stitches. If you want to work this stitch for a hat, it's a really nice stitch for a hat, you'll have to do multiple of 8 if you're working in the round, because it's different when you work in the round and a flat piece. And the flat piece you work front and back, and the round you only work the right side of the front of the piece. But remember, always when you cast on in the round, you only have to do 1 extra stitch anyway to close the circumference. So here I will continue working my 25 stitches and then I will meet you here. So once you finish, remember to do that knot to secure the first stitch. Now you're going to start with 1 purl, and that purl is the extra stitch, the plus 1. So you're going to start with 1 purl, and then for now is the repetition that you're going to do at the 8 stitches. You're going to do 7 net, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7 net, yarn to the front, 1 purl, and those are the 8 stitches repetition that you're going to do. 7 net, 1 purl, 7 net, 1 purl until the end of the first row. Now the second row is 2 net, 5 purl, and then the repetition is 3 net, 5 purl, 3 net, 5 purl, and so on. At the end, the last 2 stitches will be net. So you start with 2 net stitch, and then you do 5 purls. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So starting now will be the repetition that you're going to do. 3 knit, 1, 2, and 3, 5 purl. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and that's the repetition that you're going to do over and over. Knit 3, purl 5, knit 3, purl 5, and so on. Then the last 2 stitches are knit. For row 3, you're gonna knit 1, that's the first stitch, the extra one, and then the repetition start from the second stitch that you're gonna purl 2, knit 3, purl 2, knit 1, and then you start again. Purl 2, knit 3, purl 2, knit 1, and so on until the end. So you're gonna start with the knit, and then 2 purl, 1 and 2, and from these 2 purls the repetition that you start, purl, knit 3, 1, 2, and 3, purl 2, and knit 1, and that's the repetition that you start all over again. See, purl 2, knit 3, purl 2, knit 1, and so on until the end of this third row. For row number 4, we're gonna start with 2 purl, 2 knit, 1 purl, 2 knit, and then the repetition start with 3 purl, 2 knit, 1 purl, 2 knit, and then you continue with the repetition. Purl 3, knit 3, purl 1, knit 2, and then at the end the last 2 stitches are purl. And remember, here I will leave exactly each row. So you're gonna start the beginning of the round number 4 with purl 2, knit 2, purl 1, and knit 2. So now, starting now, are the repetitions of this row. You're gonna purl 3, 1, 2, and 3, knit 2, purl 1, and knit 2, and then you start the repetition again. Purl 3, knit 2, purl 1, knit 2 and purl the last 2 stitches. And you start to see the diamond already being formed here, but the light is a little bright today. Now for row number 5, we're gonna do a net 3 and a purl 3, and then the repetition starts from net 5, purl 3, net 5, purl 3, and at the end the last 3 stitches will be net. So you're gonna start with a net 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then you're gonna purl 3, 1, 2, and 3. So the repetition starts now. You're gonna net 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and purl 3, 1, 2, and 3. So you're gonna continue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 net, 1, 2, 3 purl, 5 net, 3 purl, and at the end the last 3 stitches will be net. Now for row 6, you're gonna purl 4 and net 1, and then the repetition will be purl 7, net 1, purl 7, net 1, and at the end the last 4 stitches will be purl. So you start with purl 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, you're gonna net 1, and then the repetition start now. You're gonna do 7 purl or purl 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and you're gonna net 1. And that's a repetition that you're gonna continue with purl 7, net 1, purl 7, net 1, and the last 4 stitches are purl. Now in row 7 and on until row 10, we're gonna work the rows backwards. So in row 7 will be the repetition of 5, of 8 repetition of 4, and 9 repetition of 3, and in row 10 repetition of row 2. So number 5 is net 3, purl 3, and then the repetition is net 5, purl 3, net 5, purl 3, and the last stitch are net. And we're working, you know, the other side of the diamond. So 1, 2, and 3, and you're gonna purl 3, 1, 2, and 3. Now the repetition start, knit 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and purl 3. Knit 5, purl 3, knit 5, purl 3, and the last 3 are knit. And I'm sorry about the light, it's dark outside, and then now my light make this very bright in here. But you started to see the shape of the diamond. Now for row 8 is a repetition of 4, and you're going to start with 2 purl, 2 net, 1 purl, 2 net, and then the repetition is purl 3, net 2, purl 1, net 2, and you continue like that, and the last 2 stitches are purl. So you're going to purl 2, and remember I'm going to leave here exactly the rows, what you want to do, the repetition and everything. So purl 2, net 2, purl 1, net 2. So now, starting from now, is the repetition. Purl 3, 1, 2, and 3. You're gonna knit 2, 1, and 2. You're gonna purl 1 and knit 2, and then you start all over again. You're gonna purl 3, knit 2, purl 1, knit 2, and the last 2 stitches are purl. Now we're going to work on row 9, and it's a repetition of 3. You're going to start with a net 1, and then the repetition is purl 2, net 3, purl 2, net 1. And again, purl 2, net 3, purl 2, net 1 until the end. So you're going to start with net 1, and then the repetition start now. Purl 2, 1, and 2. Net 3, 1, 2, and 3, purl 2, and net 1, and then you start all over again. You're gonna purl 2, net 3, purl 2, net 1, and so on until the end. And it's a shame that you can see very much in here. Even if I dim the light a little bit, you can see as much. But I love the stitch, and it's very easy to do. So now we're gonna start those repetitions all over again. Now I'm gonna work in row 10. That is the last row of the 10 row repetition that you do for this beautiful diamond design. And you're gonna do repetition of 2, that is net 2 and purl 5, and the repetition is net 3, purl 5, net 3, purl 5, and at the end the last 2 stitches will be net. So you're gonna start with a net 2, 1 and 2, and you're gonna purl 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then the repetition start now. Net 3, 1, 2, and 3, and purl 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then you do the repetition again. Net 3, purl 5, net 3, purl 5, and the last 2 stitches are net. Well, I finished the first repetition of those 10 rows. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do another 10 row repetition off camera, and I will record tomorrow during the daytime. That way you guys can see with the daylight the beautiful, beautiful stitch. I absolutely love this stitch for a kid's sweater. Doing 2 panels, sewing on the shoulder, and then doing a sleeve with a little bit of cuff. It will look amazing with this beautiful diamond pattern. And like that is in the right side, and like this is in the wrong side. And also for a blanket, it will look amazing if you add some extra stitches for the border. You will do the, let's say 6 stitches from one side, 6 for the other side, and you will do those stitches always net in the right side and net in the wrong side. And first you start with 6 rows of net, and then you will finish with 6 rows of net, and it will be a beautiful, beautiful baby blanket. It will look amazing for a hat, for a cardigan, for a scarf, you know, whatever you want to use this stitch, it will look amazing. So I'm gonna work those 10 row, and remember here I left those 10 row repetition. That's what you're gonna do, and I will do this next one off camera, and then I'll continue recording, and that way you guys can see better during the daytime, because I find that the light is a little bit too bright. Here's the 2 row. Here's the 2 repetition of the motif, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I love this. It look amazing. This is the right side, and this is the wrong side. The wrong side look almost like 3D, like you see. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love both sides of the stitch. It look amazing. Honestly, this is perfect to do a sweater. Let's say you do this in the center like this, and on each side you do the stitch but the reverse, and it will look amazing. The same if you do a baby blanket, you can do these 3 repetition of the stitch like this, and then 3 of this repetition of the stitch but in the wrong side and one side, and so on. You can, you know, stripe plus, and will look amazing. I honestly think it will look amazing. I absolutely love, and it's very easy to do, and I hope you guys like it and give it a try, and the thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already a subscriber and you make this beautiful stitch or something with it and you want to send me some pictures. You can do it through my Facebook page, Ruby Ne Crochet Tejido, or my Instagram, Ruby Ne Crochet Tejido. Please share my video with friends and family and in groups. That way you help me grow here in YouTube. I wish you have a beautiful day. Bye.